Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock. And today, guys, we're actually talking about the NLCS, breaking it down and getting a little preview going for y'all, because this is when baseball gets elite. Before we get into it, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. And if you are a betting fan, then hop on the Betstamp TODAYJAYS is the code. It is completely free. It will help the boys out and it will help your bank account out. All right, big man, not the NLCS that I think a lot of people expected. We are looking at the Philadelphia Phillies, and we are also looking at the San Diego Padres. Two squads that when you were looking at the NL prior to postseason beginning, and you had the Mets, and you had the Braves, and you had the Dodgers. Two squads that I don't think anybody expected to make it this far, and yet here they are.
Yeah, I know they're here. I mean, maybe in a reality, I see one of them making it.
Right.
Okay, one of them's up against the Dodgers. One of them's up against the Braves. No, not in this reality. We're in wacko land here, everybody. Padres, Phillies, two underdogs, but I kind of like it. This is what I love about baseball. Okay, you have a really quick series, and one team dethrones another. No matter how many wins you get, no matter how many 110-plus win seasons you have, you could be beat in just 4 games, right? So now let's take a look. So we got Phillies. Phillies, they have been absolutely phenomenal with the bat. You know, Rhys Hoskins with a huge bat-slamming home run. Bryce Harper has been phenomenal.
Bro, let me just say 1 second right here. Just to
go
stop
ahead,
you for a second. Just say, Phillies are exciting.
They are very exciting.
Phillies are exciting. Phillies is what I think a lot of people love about baseball. What people want more of in baseball. Like, this is an exciting team that, like, is just so grateful for being in the postseason. And it's like you see that in every hit, in every home run, in every strikeout that they get, right? It's just exciting, and I'm honestly happy to watch them. So.
Oh, I'm very happy. And then on the other side of things, you could very well say the same argument about the Padres, who missed it last year after building, like, arguably one of the best rosters on paper.
A super team.
Especially this trade deadline when they get people like Josh Hader and they get people like Juan Soto and Bell, you know. And there's so many good other players. Brandon Drury is really underrated on that team. That team's scary as hell. They haven't been as hot with the bats. They're very comparable, but the Phillies out-edged them just a little bit.
Yeah, but as far as postseason.
But that rotation is gross. Joe Musgrove, and you got Yu Darvish, Mike Clevenger, like, and more. I know I'm missing other guys, but it's just so dirty.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, these are stars on both sides. And I think that had you come to me with this matchup, you know, a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, and said, like, these are the two squads that are going up, I think I would go San Diego Padres. Because, you know, you tell me that you get Juan Soto, you tell me that you get Brandon Drury, you tell me that you get Josh Bell, plus Manny Machado and all the other guys, Jake Cronenworth, all the other guys that they have on their squad already, right? It's like, I like that team. But as we've seen, time and time and time again, a team gets hot at the right time. It happened last year with the Atlanta Braves. They got hot in September, basically, and just carried it through. And we're seeing the exact same thing go down with these Phillies bats. I see you got a number right here. Bryce Harper's OPS is 1.437.
Yeah, it's
like,
gross.
That is a man right there who's, like, fucking upset. He's like, dude, wow, I left Washington right before they did this. I came to this team that everybody said was going to be like top 5 in the league when I got here. We were supposed to break out, and we haven't been to the postseason until now. That shit. I am hitting 18 home runs and bringing us the freaking World Series title.
It's been phenomenal. I love Big Man Bryce in this series. It's going to be no question a gun show. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. But I think really it comes down to the pitching in this series. But I was looking at the postseason stats, and they've been really bad. The best hitting team. Guess who the best hitting team was in the postseason?
In this
current postseason.
Seattle.
Short sample size, but the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, really?
You know, we had like a 271 batting average, and then it dropped down to the Phillies and Padres, and the Dodgers as well. But my point is, like, their batting average are 237 for the Phillies, 239 for the Padres. Like, I really do think it's going to come down to those pitchers.
Yeah. So the matchups are going to be Wheeler, and then against
and it looks like Yu Darvish.
Darvish is going to be the guy.
But the Padres have a deeper rotation, and it's a 7-game series.
Yeah, so we're now into the 7 games, folks. Like, this is different animal than the 3 and the the fiver,
Yeah.
right? It's like you
Yeah.
feel like in a 3-game series and even a 5-game series, you can just like carry it over, get really hot. 7 games is more in the line of like, it's like, okay, we're gonna see your entire rotation probably. We're gonna see every single guy that you would field, you know, in maybe not necessarily a regular season, but like, you know, almost. It's kind of like a simulation of the regular season. So it's a lot closer in that regard. You're giving the edge to the Phillies here, or the Padres.
I am going to give the edge to the Padres as my little prediction. Look, speaking of like pitching, you know, the Phillies bullpen, I mean, it's better. It's definitely, it's been one of the better bullpens in all of baseball, actually, in the last little bit. But, you know, I still think there might be an opportunity for a collapse there.
And I will say, too, as far as defense goes, fielding, I'm not as familiar with the Padres, but I know that the Phillies definitely have their woes.
Teams. Yeah.
And as far as a Blue Jays fan goes, like, I watched that kill us. I did watch that kill us, you know, and I saw how that can bite you in the ass. And in a 7-game series, you might not notice it in a 3-gamer or a 5-gamer, but in 7 games, I guarantee that at least one time it is going to rear its ugly head. And, you know, maybe you give up 1 run and it doesn't cost you, but maybe you crash into somebody in center field, give up 3 runs, and it costs you the game, you know? So that could definitely happen. So I probably give the edge to the Padres there. But I think that this is going to be a really tight series, dude. Who do you have winning this thing overall, and what amount of games, and who's going to be the one key dude who's going to put them over the edge?
See, okay, here's the thing. You know, this entire postseason, when we first were doing our brackets, I was just picking the guys that were kind of obvious and the most hyped up teams. Right now, the Phillies, in my opinion, have the most hype. You know, and so a lot of people are going to go Phillies. They want to see Phillies win. That was my gut. I wanted to go Phillies, but I think I got to go with the Padres, and I think it's going to go to 7 games.
7 games.
And the big factor is going to be Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove. They're going to shut down the bats. It's going to be that rotation. I don't want to give it to just one guy because you can't really give it to one pitcher. I think it's going to be that starting pitching. They're going to come out. They're going to shut them down.
Yeah, I am going to go Phillies here, and I'm going to give like a big nod to one of the bats. Bryce Harper's going crazy right here, but I feel like JT Realmuto is going to show up and just be that guy, be that dude who like everyone knows is like reassert himself as being like the top catcher in the league. You know, we always talk about big man Bryce, but JT Realmuto has been on that team for longer than he has, man.
And you know,
not a lot of postseason appearances from that dude.
And he's got wheels too. You know, that's something that's kind of emerging this year. A lot of the stolen bases inside the park home run.
100%,
that was incredible.
Dude. You know, so it's like Bryce Harper gets all the credit right there, but it's like GT Realmuto is right in the middle there. I think he's going to go crazy this series. I see the Phillies taking this thing in 6 games. I could see your reality here. I just think that their bats are just a little bit too hot, and I feel like they're going to will themselves to victory. You know, it's going to be more of a willpower thing than anything else, and we're going to get to the World Series, and it's going to be Phillies versus whoever knows in the AL.
Who knows?
But, like, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
All right, guys, let us know in the comments down below. Who do you have winning this series and how many games, and who do you have as the series MVP? Let us know.
Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and comment down below your thoughts. Also, $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you to every single one of these current Patreon members. If you're a Patreon member, you can call into the show. It's really awesome.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!